We're here on the second floor in the master bedroom. Bob, tell us some of the green features that we'll find here.
Okay, well, just looking around here, we have the EnergyStar ceiling fan, which also has the CFL bulbs in it. In our houses, we typically put 50% of the light fixtures as CFL.
And CFL stands for compact fluorescent lights.
Looking around, the paints we use on the wall are a low VOC, low emission paint by Duron. It just basically helps the air quality in the house.
Right.
If you have asthma or allergies to certain things, these type of considerations will just make the air a little bit better to breathe.
Right.
The carpet in this particular house is from Mohawk, and this carpet, its main source of fiber is recycled water bottles, the plastic water bottles.
Really?
Mohawk, I think, from the
I don't know if I can get down here and get a close-up, but it feels very nice on your feet.
It does feel very nice from your feet. I think they are one of the biggest recyclers of plastic, of using what's recycled from plastic water bottles.
And these are the vents that we were talking about downstairs. This is conditioned venting.
These are in between the first and second floor, and they're in the conditioned building envelope of the house. Another thing we do have a vent up here in the ceiling, but what this does is this pressure balances the house. A lot of times what you have in a house is just one main air return. Well, in our houses for EnergyStar, we have to be able to, okay, we're bringing the air in through the vents there. Well, the air's got to get out of the room somehow. So if you close doors, you keep the air from going back to the main return. So these little vents just help to give it another avenue for that air to come out of the house. And that basically is a comfort factor. It should keep the comfort level of the rooms a lot better.
How many zones does this house have?
It's two. It's got a first floor zone and a second floor, but we have just one unit, but it's got what they call a dual zone damper in it.
Okay.
So the old way you used to build a house with a one unit system was that you only had one thermostat in the house.
Right.
Which that was highly inefficient because you were either hot or cold, you know, in the winter, so depending where the thermostat was. Well, in this house, we actually have a way with the two thermostats, so the upstairs and downstairs can run at their temperatures even off of one unit.
I see.
We put WaterSense, EPA WaterSense fixtures in our houses.
Which means they're more efficient?
They're more efficient. They're going to use less water. These are just your mowing fixtures. They're their Eco Performance line. We also use, like, getting back to a durability factor, ceramic tile in our homes, like in our bathrooms. It's basically a forever product because you're not going to tear this up like maybe a vinyl floor or something else.
Right.
It's going to be durable. We also use the lower gallon toilet flush, which is just another water saving feature that we do.
And all of these things that you do have points that are assigned to them when you're getting your certification as a green home or as an EnergyStar home.
That's correct.
Can you explain that process a little bit? I mean, I think it's a pretty long checklist.
It is. There are different tenets like you get in the green. One is on resource efficiency. Another is on energy efficiency. Another is on water efficiency. One has to do with your site on the lot and how you disturb the lot. You know, are you controlling your sediment flows off the lot? And another thing is just the fact that you have a homeowner's manual, which is more kind of like not just your standard builder warranty, which says, you know, for a year, whatever the builder's offering gives you, but it's more like a maintenance manual that you get with your car, which because having a green home, there are certain systems with your heating systems and things like that you do have to be a little more cognizant of and know that you have to maintain them to keep your house functioning correctly. But there are, in any one of these categories I've talked about, there could be 50 to 100 different items you can select. And they have, well, 4 levels of certification now. There's bronze, silver, gold, and then there's emerald. Most of our houses meet the bronze level. Occasionally we'll do a house at the silver. And it's not that, you know, it's not like the parade where it's an award necessarily. They just try to group those. And it just gets into, to get to the higher levels, you have to start doing things like maybe like solar, rainwater collection, some of these different things that you don't typically put in, like what this house would be like a speculative home.
Right.
But there are more things maybe the homeowner wants to add, maybe the homeowner wants that technology in their house, type of thing. And a lot of that stuff can be done after the fact, especially with solar. We try to orient our houses if possible, so if you ever want to put solar panels on the roof one day, you're going to be set up to do it.
Okay. So. Now, in terms of the average cost and the price range of this home, what does going green and going EnergyStar add to the cost for the consumer? Or have things gotten to the point where so many people are now building green EnergyStar homes that cost of materials, cost of labor has gone down to where there really isn't that much of a additional cost? I know there's some, but it's getting better all the time, isn't it?
It is. You know, 5 years ago, to take even a $300,000 house and say that you're going to add the level of green features and energy features, it might have been $10,000 to do that. Now it's probably equates to a few $1,000s. You know, the way we look at it is it's just a better way to build. So in the market as it may be right now, these are features we are just putting in our houses.
Well, I think that's an important point to make. You're putting these in spec homes, not custom homes.
My home may be the same price per square foot as the guys down the street, but we are putting these features in that he's not, which, you know, the energy efficiency alone is a plus for the potential homeowner there. You know, if they can save $400 a year, or they can't save that, and it may even cost them more than that down the road. And
when you take that additional cost of only a few $1,000s and spread it out over a 30-year mortgage, they're more than likely saving more per year in energy costs than the additional cost of their mortgage would be to cover the additional cost of going EnergyStar and having those green features.
That's correct. And yeah, that's a big part of it. But you know, there's just, if you look at the home building industry in general, it's probably one of the biggest, if you take commercial, residential, all the construction, one of the biggest consumers of resources in the planet. So I mean, I think just from a consciousness factor, if you can make your houses a little more energy efficient, a little more resource efficient, in the end, that's going to pay off a huge benefit in the future, because it's going to keep the industry viable. I mean, you know, if we build houses that use too much water, well, when you get periods of drought and things, well, what are you going to do? You know, you're not going to have water. You're not going to be able to build houses if you can't get building permits. So it's kind of the way we look at it, it's just a better way to build for the future.
And it's a more pleasant home to live in.
It is. It definitely is. Like I said, just what you were talking about earlier about the air quality being better, your comfort level being better as far as the temperature. And
if you have allergies, if you are very sensitive to paints, to chemicals that might be in carpet, you're not going to have as much of that in this home.
That's correct.